The previous day's fighting had clearly shown the strength of the enemy's defensive positions and his determination to hold on to them. Accordingly, a new plan was adopted for the 6th of August. Following a diversionary attack from the north led by the 7th Hampshires, 129 Brigade, comprising the 5th Wiltshires and the 4th Somersets, was ordered to launch the main attack on Montpensant from the west. The 4th Somersets were carried into battle mounted on the tops of the tanks of B Squadron 1318th Hussars.
Tank tracks were swirling up the dust, and if the Germans didn't know we was preparing for an attack, well, at least they did once we started moving. Of course, there was a terrific cloud of dust. It must have been seen for 20 miles, this cloud of dust. We could hardly breathe. All we could do was cling on the backs of the tanks, hoping that we soon get to Davao, which was a concentration area.
Keeping to the north of La Toc and La Roguerie, the Somersets were ordered to advance in the direction of Point 365 and the high ground on the eastern side of Montpensant.
Montpensant reared above us, rocky, covered in bracken, undergrowth, heavily wooded on the lower slopes, with a stream running down the western side.
3 o'clock was the 0 hour, and when the barrage started and the first 2 companies started advancing. 300 yards behind, we followed. And the enemy waited until all the battalion was exposed, every man jack of us, and then they opened up with these about a dozen Spandaus, strategically placed all over the hillside, and we couldn't spot them at all, so all we could do was hug the ground. And we hugged the ground for 5 or 6 hours. And that's all what we could do, just hug the ground. Any attempt at moving, and a hail of bullets came over our heads.
Looking up Montpensant from La Roguerie, one can well appreciate the plight of the 4th Somersets that summer's afternoon.
I put my binoculars to my eyes. This fire was coming off the hill and from the flanks, and I could not locate one gun, and I don't know to this day where any of them were. And I don't think we understood that you cannot attack up a long forward slope in broad daylight to an enemy well dug in, totally invisible, and with great firepower. We should have learned the lesson on Hill 112, but we did it again. It foundered. Dick Thomas, commanding B Company, was killed. The forward companies got to just about level with the stream.
And reading the battalion memoirs which Colonel Lipscomb wrote, he said he asked brigade for tank support. So I can only assume that the tanks who took us to the concentration area, once they'd parked us there, well, they went back to brigade. And they didn't join us again, as far as I'm aware, until Colonel Lipscomb asked for tank support, upon which one of the tanks eventually got over the stream and started pulverizing the hillside.
I was beginning to hear quite a lot of German machine gun fire ahead of me, which I reported back to DAG, to the squadron leader. And I then went forward and saw from the position where I was a group of our infantry who were very much to the ground. They were behind trees, lying wherever they could. And I had a bit of luck then, because I remember seeing suddenly the fire coming from a Spandau machine gun, which was holding them up badly. And I was able to send a few HE shells that way, and also the Browning machine gun from the type, and that silenced him.